So my main task, my only role, was to rough up the other short Asian point guard. Hello, my name is Jashee. I'm a senior majoring in political science and minoring in Asian American studies, and I'm from the Bay Area, California. I feel like I just wasn't anything as a kid. Like, I was just very shy. I think as a kid I was very scared. I didn't want to talk to anyone. I remember one time at the public library, my dad was like, I had a question, or I wanted a book or something, and my dad was like, go ask the attendant, and I was like, no, I can't. And so I just sat there, and then my dad had to do it. My school is, again, very small, and so it was very easy to be on varsity. By the time you were a senior, you were on varsity even if you sucked ass. So for basketball, I started in 6th grade. It was really bad. But yeah, I don't know, in high school I was still very 5'1", which I'm 5'2" now, and so my main task, my only role, was to rough up the other short Asian point guard. So I asked at offense, the only thing I was good for was to just defend the point guard. My coach used to call me the Terminator. My nickname was Term in my team, and he'd be like, all right, Term, game face. So I didn't watch Avatar as a kid. I bootlegged watched it in high school, early high school. And so when I watched it then, I really identified with Toph. I was like, I am also short. I think I saw myself as more rough around the edges, or kind of not super emotional or whatever. And so I was like, oh, Toph is so cool. She's so strong. I want to be like that. And I think actually it shifted now. Now I see myself more as Katara. When I first watched it, I was like, oh, Katara's so annoying. I don't know, she's just so emotional, whatever. And now I'm like, no, that's me. I think identify with what she tries to do in especially in a team setting. Imagine you are a scientist. You want to research some penguins, because that's the next thing you got to do. So you go to the North Pole, Antarctica. You're like, okay, gotta find me some penguins. So you grab 100 penguins for a good sample size, and you line them all up, and you're like, okay, I'm gonna ask all these penguins the same question to really understand what they're up to, So you go to the first penguin, and you're like, all right, what do you do all day? What's the routine here around? What are you up to? And then the penguin goes, I eat, I sleep, I hit bubbles. Like, okay, cool. You go to the second penguin, you ask the same question, what do you do all day? The penguin goes, I eat, I sleep, I hit bubbles. And you go to the third penguin, same exact answer. You're like, okay, cool, this is awesome. Scientific validity, everyone's answering the same, this is consistent, I can report my findings. You get all the way down to the last penguin, and you go, what do you do all day? And the penguin goes, I eat, I sleep. And you're like, huh, that's really weird. What's up with that? All the other penguins said that they ate, they slept, and they hit bubbles. And then the last penguin goes, I am bubbles. See, only you were laughing. No one else laughs at this joke.